Hello there, well welcome back to the channel and to another video. As per my previous post, today I'm going to give you a quick run through of the now completed Polar Lights 1 to 1000 scale USS Enterprise Constitution class refit. Whew, it's a mouthful, isn't it? So this is the NCC-1701 version that was in the motion picture and Wrath of Khan and then got destroyed in Search for Spock. Yes, so I bought this kit off of Amazon. It's cost about £40 here in the UK, which I think is quite a lot, to be honest, for what it is. But it does come with the most important feature, which is absolutely gazillion tons of decals. So I haven't built a Star Trek ship for a while, and I've got to say it wasn't too hard to put together. It's not a massive modelling challenge. You could probably stick it all together quite comfortably in an afternoon if you wanted to. But what I did is I basically built it up in sub-assemblies. So started sort of cutting the parts off the sprue. It's a snap fit kit, so you don't really need glue. I did use bits of pieces and glue here and there, just a few sort of joins that just refused to stick together, and a few of them have actually opened up in the intervening weeks, but I'll come on to that. But yeah, so basically pulled everything off, sanded the edges down, and then laid it all out in a nice big board. Gave it a coat of primer, and then once that was dry, gave it a coat of gloss white and left that for plenty of time. It was an enamel rattle can, so it stank to high heaven. Left it outside, hardened for a couple of days, and then it was all good to go. And then, just to be extra careful, I gave the entire model a coat of gloss varnish just to make this the surfaces super slippery for what is, and I read somewhere, a glorified gift wrapping job. So there's about 3 or 4 sheets of decals that come in the kit. Most of them are for the saucer top and bottom, and then the sides, and then there's quite a few long ones for the nacelles here. But yeah, it really goes together quite well. So I decaled up the saucer top and bottom separately just to make it a little bit easier, and then the neck in one piece, and then all of the secondary hull bits here and the pylons, and then sort of put the nacelles together at the end. But all of the decals come in the wedges here, so you can see all those sort of panel lines that go on across the primary hull here. So all of these, that from here all the way up to the top of the bridge is one piece. There's about 4 or 5 different ones to go around the bridge itself, and then the registry markings and so on and so forth. One thing I did read up on and sort of think is a very good idea is I think sort of these yellow thruster ports and the phaser arrays all come with raised sort of pimples or half spheres. The decals just refuse to go over those and conform to the edges, and they do include little black dots, as you can see here, so it might be worth considering just sort of sanding those off. I don't think you're going to lose any detail on that. There's quite a few little clear parts you can see here. I'm sure someone will be able to tell me the exact name of the part, but the inside of the engines is a clear blue, together with this bit here, which is sort of a recreational area, an arboretum. I think I just need to finish painting the window frames, and then of course the infamous main deflector dish. I did think it changes colour when it's at warp speed and when it's at sublight or impulse mode, but I painted it blue because it looked quite nice. And then yeah, it sort of worked your way through. It does take a long time to get all the decals in place, I have to say, so you're in for a bit of a slog, but take your time, and you'll soon get a very fantastic result. And once everything's pretty much ship shape and all dried, you can put another coat of gloss on it and then start sticking it together. Highly recommended. One thing I do think you will need though is some decal setting solution. So there's 2 flavours, so to speak, available, which I've got on the market here. Traditionally I've been using Microsol and Set, and I've had these bottles since I built the Enterprise well over a decade ago now, and you can see I'm not quite finished. These are actually better on some of the smaller, more niggly parts, like some of the engines here. There's some very funny shapes that are going on, and they work better in sort of small details. When you're sort of just sort of lathering it all on in a bit of a volume exercise, then the Tamiya Mark Fit is probably the best place to be for that. But yeah, I mean, it just would have worked your way through. It's quite a cool, impressive little kit. I had the Star Trek Picard teaser sort of, what's the word? I can't think of the right word. Preview audio book. I think it's Last Best Hope. prequel, that's the one, for the Star Trek Picard series on Amazon. Have you seen that yet? Let me know in the comments below if you have. Literally about to watch the finale episode later tonight, fingers crossed, so no spoilers for the next couple of hours, please. But yeah, I think it sort of got me on a Star Trek vibe, and I just wanted to stick something together, really. So yeah, overall really impressive. Keep an eye out for the price. I think you probably can get it slightly cheaper now. I'm not sure it's worth the sort of £45 to be honest. You can also get a Reliant in the same scale and a Defiant, I believe, and then obviously the older kit, which is the Excelsior, which I'm working on in the background. But overall, I highly recommend getting this kit. It's very, very easy and straightforward to put together. You just need some white paint, bit of patience, and lots of decal setting solution. There's that join I told you about, so you need to watch that. Which is a bit annoying. Might have to try and sort of retrofit that somehow. But overall, pretty fun kit. Comes on a lovely round 2 stand, nice, and you can pose it here if you really wanted to. So let's try a bit of takeoff or leaning forward if you wanted. You can do all sorts of things with it. But yes, have you got one of these? If you have, let me know what you think of it. Is it something you consider sharing or recommending to someone who's new to the subject, or a quick sort of weekend build, give or take the decals? But yeah, let me know what you think. And if you haven't already, please press that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. Everyone's hunkered down here in the UK, so I'm going to try and do a bit of extra content for you guys, because we're probably going to be locked indoors for about 3 months, as it turns out. So lots to do in the evenings. All right then, thanks for watching. Stay safe, everyone. Bye bye.